Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Dear brothers and sisters, 27th October is observed each year by Kashmiris all over the world to mark the beginning of the illegal occupation of Jammu and Kashmir by India. Needless to say, it is a dark chapter in human history, and it was a harbinger of a tremendous humanitarian tragedy that is still unfolding in front of us. In the spirit of expressing solidarity with the Kashmiris, the President and the Prime Minister of Pakistan have given special messages on this occasion, which I have the honor to read out to you. Firstly, message from His Excellency Dr. Arif Alvi, President of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan on Kashmir Black Day, 27th October 2020. And I quote, "On this day 73 years ago, Indian security forces landed in Srinagar to illegally occupy the territory and subjugate Muslims of Jammu and Kashmir in clear violation of international law and humanitarian norms. On 5th August 2019, India moved to alter the disputed status of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir and change its demographic structure. The illegal and unilateral Indian actions have been rejected by the Kashmiri people, by Pakistan, and by the international community for being in violation of international law, relevant United Nations Security Council resolutions, and India's own solemn commitments made bilaterally to Pakistan as well as to the people of occupied Jammu and Kashmir. For more than a year now, Kashmiris have been prisoners in their own homes, aliens in their own land, and unable to walk freely on their own streets. Over 900,000 Indian occupation forces holding 8 million Kashmiris have turned the occupied territory into the world's largest open prison. India's inhuman military siege, continued blockade, continuing torture, and brutal repression, and attempts to change the demographic structure of the occupied territory have shown the real face of the Hindutva driven RSS BJP regime and its extremist designs. The international media and human rights organizations continue to document the tragedy of Kashmir as it goes on unfolding. Despite the horrendous nature and scale of Indian atrocities and facing the worst form of Indian state terrorism, the people of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir have demonstrated remarkable courage, strength, and resilience. They have proved that India cannot break their will with the use of brute force. I would like to assure my Kashmiri brothers and sisters that we honor their sacrifices and salute their indomitable spirit as we observe this Black Day. We also reaffirm our unflinching support to the people of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir in their just struggle. This support and solidarity will continue until the Kashmiris achieve their legitimate right to self-determination as enshrined in the international law, United Nations Charter, and the relevant UN Security Council resolutions." End quote. And now I have the honor to read out the message from the Prime Minister of Pakistan, His Excellency Mr. Imran Khan, on Kashmir Black Day, 27th October 2020. And I quote, "We are observing this day to condemn Indian illegal occupation and to reiterate our unwavering support to the Kashmiri people. The Kashmir Black Day represents a dark chapter in human history when 73 years ago, Indian forces landed in Srinagar to forcibly occupy the territory and subjugate people of Jammu and Kashmir. The illegal occupation of parts of Jammu and Kashmir by India represents an international dispute, the solution of which is firmly anchored in the relevant United Nations Security Council resolutions in accordance with the UN Charter. Despite unabated Indian atrocities for more than 7 decades, posing an existential threat, India is unable to break the will of the Kashmiri people. International community bears witness that Indian state terrorism, extrajudicial killings of innocent Kashmiris, unprecedented restrictions in freedom of speech, fake encounters, cordon and search operations, custodial torture and deaths, enforced disappearances, incarceration of Kashmiri leadership and youth, use of pellet guns, destruction and burning of houses to inflict collective punishment on the Kashmiri communities, and other methods of subjugation have failed to shake the resolve of the Kashmiri people in their just struggle for the inalienable right to self determination. India's unilateral actions, military siege, and communication blockade, accompanied by illegal measures to bring about demographic changes in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir since 5th of August 2019, expose yet another dimension of RSS inspired Hindutva ideology. The dangerous mix of extremist ideology, Hindutva, and, and hegemonic designs, Akhand Bharat, is imperiling regional peace and stability. The international legitimacy of the Jammu and Kashmir dispute is enshrined in the UNSC resolutions, which are binding. It is collective responsibility of all member states to ensure compliance by India of its international obligations. Pakistan urges the international community to take practical steps to stop India from using state terrorism as a tool to destabilize the region and to work for peaceful resolution of the Jammu and Kashmir dispute in accordance with the relevant UNSC resolutions and wishes of the Kashmiri people. This is the only way durable peace and stability can be ensured in South Asia. For its part, Pakistan will continue to stand shoulder to shoulder with the Kashmiri people and extend all possible support to them until they realize their legitimate right to self determination. End quote. With this, I conclude the messages to our brothers and sisters in Canada with the best wishes and prayers for your health and safety in these trying times of the COVID 19 pandemic. Please stay safe and take care of everyone around you. Thank you all very much.